everyone. Yeah, so my name's Cheryl and I'm the physics and maths coordinator on the degree course, but specifically I'm going to talk about, as Sarah says here, the forensics cold case problem, which is your first introduction to how we structure a module and how things work. So whenever we give you these scientific problems to analyze, we always want to give you a point to work from, as in what is your stake in this? So in this particular case, not only are we looking like at a forensics case, which is in and of itself interesting, but in this particular case, you will be working for the Crown Prosecution Service. So you will be actually acting as scientific analysts to look at a couple of cold cases. So these are 4 linked burglaries which were conducted in the 1970s-ish, and there's a thought that they are, again, by the nature of them, that they're probably linked. And what they will give you is some modern cold case forensic reports where they've looked back at the analysis that was done at the time and then apply modern methods to it, but they will also give you historical case files as well. So what we will do is we will give you this information, but we will also help you work through and digest exactly what these different reports are telling you. So once you've had a chance to look through this and we've given you some guided learning, in your role as an analyst to the Crown Prosecution Service, what you will then do is put forward a list of suspects. But not just that, you will say whether you feel that there is enough evidence to prosecute or not, because you may find that you have a name, but you don't think it would stand up in the court of law. Or it could be the other way around, you have a couple of names and you think you can definitely prosecute. So what evidence are we talking about here? So on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see a list of the pieces of evidence we give you. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see some example reports. So the modern reports, as I mentioned, are things that look back in, obviously the 1970s didn't have, had some DNA analysis, but it was in very early era stuff, and there's definitely more that we can go back and look at and glean more information from it. So you'll look at a DNA analysis report, you'll look at fingerprint analysis and a review of the vehicles that were involved in these crimes. But you will also get these historical reports, which will vary between sort of descriptive reports. So the one at the top you can see there is a first officer attending the crime scene report. So that's a description essentially of when the police officer first ran up to the scene of crime, what state was in, what did they see, etc. And the next document you can see off to the side is a sketch of the crime scene itself. So basically where the damage was, where was the burning within the shop, what elements of it had been looted, etc. But you will also get things, as you can see in the lower report, which are more data driven. So this is a mass spec analysis of the accelerant used in the crime scenes. So you will have a mixture of these reports, which are, say, are descriptive and are more scientific and mathematically driven. So that's the suite of evidence that we give you, but how do we go about structuring this? So what I want to reassure you is we're not going to throw you in the deep end here. We do give you an entire module handbook for this opening exercise, which will walk you through all of the evidence. So you can see on the right hand side, this particular first taster problem that you do runs over 2 weeks. And these are the sessions that are within it. So you'll have an induction session, which will go through all the different reports and get your first ideas on things. Then we'll have a workshop on what is a crime scene, but how do you analyze a crime scene efficiently and safely and in a logical manner, going through fingerprinting, DNA structure and DNA profiling, ballistics reports, etc. So these are all the more scientific ones. So you'll have a member of staff with expertise in each of those areas come and guide you through those workshops. But you can also see here there are some sessions that are labelled skills, so group work, research toolkit and presentation skills. So we know that you all come from different backgrounds, so just as you have different scientific backgrounds, you'll have different skill sets. So we will walk you through again, or present you with best ways of doing things, suggestions of how to get going with stuff, etc. And this is something that will build up over the course of your degree. And then towards the end, you'll see we have these things called deliverable support sessions. So these are where you're starting to put your case together, and you will come back in your groups to talk to members of the staff, and they can give you tailored feedback on exactly what you have written so far. So and they can tell you whether a bit is particularly well argued or whether you need to provide more evidence for something or a more persuasive argument.